as we looked retrospectively back at Apex over the last 5 years, and as we added more features to the game, more legends, more weapons, more systems, as the community just got better and better with the game itself, the floor in terms of the difficulty of Apex, we found it just kept raising, right? And so now, compared to day one when everybody jumped in and everything was new and everybody was figuring it out together, versus somebody who starts playing Apex today, and there is just a lot of stone cold killers out there. We've got, trying to create an experience that is a little bit more digestible and a little bit more accessible for players to jump into. When we kick off season 20, we're going to kick it off with a new straight shot LTM. And so the idea there is it's a streamlined BR, right? So it's smaller match in terms of less squads in the overall match. You, instead of hot dropping in or dropping into the map wherever you want, you get pre-selected into a POI with a limited range of kind of choice in that space, and you get matched up with another squad. So it's basically you and another squad drop into a POI.
It's like arenas in VR.
And so immediately you're into the opportunity for combat, right? So it's like straight away we've beefed up the accessibility to weapons, and we've also simplified the weapons. So we stripped down and stripped away all of the upgrades, and everything is a preloaded and a preset weapon. So basically it's a quick choice for what's your favorite weapon that you want to use, grab it, jump into combat real quick with the squad that landed with you, or start rotating quickly. Everything else is sped up as well, so smaller ring, so the map isn't completely open off the bat. It's actually shrunken down from the beginning to kind of fit the smaller squad size, or not squad size, sorry, but fewer squads that load into the map. And then everything from there just kind of speeds up in terms of how the core loop of the mode plays out.
Season 20 is the perfect season for it, we felt, because it's releasing alongside the legend leveling system. So you can experience the entire legend leveling progression in a couple of minutes, whereas a normal BR match, it might take you 15 minutes. You can do that in quick BR several times, try out new legends, try out new builds, find something you like, and then bring that into the normal game. Straight shot actually came out of a mode that we use internally to play the game. So as designers, we're constantly testing, we have play tests every day where we play the game. And sometimes you can't get a full group of 60 players together. So sometimes the design team will launch a mode that we call Nitro. And that's basically straight shot. So you start the match randomly positioned on the ground somewhere. We just drop you in. It's a smaller ring, fewer players, and you just play out like a quick match, and you just try to get a prototype legend. Like, hey, we got a new legend, come try it. You need to test that new feature in a realistic battle royale scenario, but you can't get 60 players together. So this is like a meeting in the middle. And we've been playing that for literally years internally and thought, can't we bring this to the players? We have fun playing this. Will the players enjoy it too? We looked at what do we need to do to make this player facing, or it's ready to, because it's pretty janky feeling internally, because we can just deal with it. But how do we make this nicer? That was the beginning of it, and then we just kept adding things to make it faster and more arcadey. That's been a big direction for us. Designing straight shot internally.
It's a lot more accessible in that regard. And then one of the key things we wanted to get in there was, again, this idea that you get more reps. And so, mixtape is great because you get a lot more reps into the core mechanics and the fundamentals. But as a core VR, core loop, we wanted to find ways to get you more reps in that. And so one of the things that we've added is fast queue. So as soon as you finish your match, whether that's because you got eliminated or whether you won the match, you're going to instantly queue into the next match without having to go back to the lobby. So you can do that with the players in your squad, or you can do that without the players in your squad. It's showing a lot of promise, and hopefully, again, this is one of those things that we learned from the community. This is something that the community uses and wants elsewhere, and we'll figure out how to roll that out if that's where we go. But that's usually the way we try to do things, is try them out in LTMs and learn from them, and then kind of figure out what's the right way to integrate that into the broader experience in a way that makes sense for the long term.
we've been wanting to add another sort of TDM style, mixtape style mode for a while. Tried a few things internally, and we felt that Control was doing a really good job at bringing a different style of gameplay to mixtape, because with TDM and with Gunrun, it's all kill focused, but Control brought that objective style game. And when we had a community vote earlier this year where we just asked players, hey, pick your favorite mixtape mode vote, Control came out on top. So we thought, hey, people are really liking this. People really appreciate having an objective style mode in Apex. And so that inspired us to think, all right, how can we take the experience of Control, but kind of make it faster, make it more, more action oriented, basically. So we came up with a mode where you're capturing control points, but on a TDM map. So it's a smaller map. You've got 4 teams of 3 in a free-for-all situation. And the control points, once captured, will move around the map. So you're constantly rotating around the map, constantly capturing new points, contesting other teams, and ultimately you win the match if you get to 5 points before everybody else. So it gives that player who wants something other than just getting kills to be able to feel like they're contributing. It gives them a space to do that. It's still very combat focused, because you get in these crazy, 3-4-way fights. But also it rewards the players that are using situational awareness and moving quickly and thinking strategically. So it adds to the mixtape roster, I think, a really interesting, different feeling.
Yeah, and we also have, I forgot to mention that we also have another LTM coming this season, which is kind of based on kind of a bounty hunt core loop. So it's called The Hunt, and so we're going to be releasing that as well.
Yep.